I'd been suffering from depression for years, seeing different counselors and mostly talking therapy. It wasn't working. Talking to a stranger to me was like after I'd swept away the dead leaves and all the debris I have, there's nothing but the muddy ground underneath. Everything is an effort, and that was the daytime, walking through the woods on a blanket of leaves. Sleeping, or lack of sleep, was even worse. I was in a state of restlessness. It was suggested that I try antidepressants. I wasn't keen on pills, but at this point felt I had nothing to lose. I called the number given to me of a local mental health clinic. To my disappointment, the cheery female voice on the other end of the phone said it would be 3 months wait for a first appointment for an assessment. Then she said, "Look, if you come down here about an hour before we open, that's when the line starts. They take a few walk-ins each day. I may have to wait hours, but I'd be seen." That was good enough for me. I didn't have anything better to do with my time. I got up very early the next morning, drove to the clinic, parked my car a bit away because I didn't want anyone to see my car. I was an hour early and second in line. The line had grown to around 10 by opening time. When the doors opened, it was me and the other girl who was in front of me. The third person in line and the rest were told to go home and maybe try again tomorrow. The building was very new. I remember it being built on this former vacant lot. Regional Mental Health Clinic emblazoned in large letters on the side. No wonder I didn't want to park in front of it. I filled in a form, and the receptionist was very nice and assured me I would be seen that day. There were 2 seating areas on each side of the main entrance. Both had vending machines and those orange plastic padded chairs lined up against the wall, interlocking and all the way around, with an L-shaped set in the corner. I came prepared with a sandwich and a book. I'm always very prepared. That's kind of part of my anxiety. I'm almost OCD about punctuality as well. I spend a lot of my time working out what can possibly go wrong. How did that other girl get here before me? I was outside exactly 10 minutes to the hour. Maybe one could work out which mental disorders people have by how they form a queue, as if there's a doctor taking notes. What time did you get here? Yes, very interesting. See, I'm wearing my glasses today, but if I was wearing my contact lenses, I would have to get up an extra half hour earlier, because if I drop a lens, it could take me that long to find it. Interesting. I know how crazy I sound. It was not very crowded, the lobby. I guess because of the appointment system. The usual fare of vending machines and magazines. I noticed 2 armed security officers. They looked more like cops. Dark, neat uniform and large men, but fit. They seemed to just casually walk around the inside of the building. The area behind the front lobby must be very big. I find the magazines tempting because I never read a lot of rubbish. Articles like diet, fashion, health, sex. Short and mostly for entertainment. Like junk food for the brain to pass the time. Something that doesn't require much concentration. If I read too quickly, my mind will drift, and I get lost and have to back up. Sometimes I just drift away. After lunchtime, I approached the front desk to ask how long I would have to wait. It didn't matter. I just wanted to make sure they hadn't forgot about me. I didn't see the other girl waiting around anymore. The receptionist kindly assured me that I would be seen, either between a gap in appointments or a no-show. So that's how it works. I quietly returned to my seat in the corner. Everybody waits for things. Sometimes you have to. It is good to be patient. At 2:12 p.m., a tiny blonde girl walked in. She was really tiny. say under 5 feet, wearing tight leggings which showed how very thin she was. She seemed distressed and stated loudly she needed to see a doctor and she needed her medication. The receptionist was polite and offered to make an appointment for her, but she could not be seen today. After a few minutes of arguing, she left, sans appointment, not happy at all. I continued to strum my fingers. The magazines have just becoming blurry. About half an hour later, she came back with a man who was perhaps a boyfriend or husband. You could feel the air in the lobby change when he walked in. Maybe it was the look on his face, angry like thunder. And I thought, uh-oh. He was very tall and large, casually dressed in jeans and a white t-shirt. He proceeded to yell at the receptionist, saying they are both bipolar and both need their meds and they had to see a doctor now. The receptionist tried to repeat her mantra about appointments, but before she could finish, the man pulled a black pistol from his pants and pointed it straight at her face, only inches away. I look at the door. I can't leave. To get to the door, I would have to walk behind him, and I do not wish to startle a man with a gun. So instead, I slip quickly underneath the chairs in the corner. I have the magazine over my head, just trying to hide. I am thinking, are we all gonna die? I'm shaking and I squeeze my eyes shut, kind of bracing myself for whatever may come next. First I heard sounds like a scuffle, then loud shouting. "Stay down," someone said. I did not hear a pop or bang. This clinic is in the middle of the downtown area. The sirens outside were very loud. I opened my eyes, slowly lowered the magazine. I could see the man was on the floor in front of the door. Cops and security had him. They pulled the tiny girl away, crying. They lifted him off the floor, off the ground, and they took him outside. I can only imagine one or both of the armed guards took him down quickly. I can't say, because I didn't look. I didn't dare. I was too scared and I didn't want to see. I think there's probably a panic button at the front desk, which was used to good effect. Hence, security and police coming so quickly. I crawled out from under the chairs, put down the magazine. I couldn't sit down again, so I walked slowly out the front door. There were a lot of cops filling the whole parking lot. And I just kept walking. Went over to the nearby shopping center where I'd parked, got in, took a deep breath, lit a cigarette, and drove home. Maybe I don't need antidepressants that badly. I never went back there again. I still get jumpy in public buildings. If I see someone getting angry, kicking off, shouting, acting crazy. Any advice? Get an appointment if you need to see a professional about mental health issues. Waiting all day in the lobby of a mental health clinic is not a good idea. And that's my story. If you like, compliment. If you love, subscribe. And don't forget to take hostages.